Hey guys, this is Luneth-Arceus, and this is my 13th UU battle. It's against Wildfire from O&M. So, I lead Scyther and he leads Cypher, and I'm pretty sure we're both going to switch here because neither of us are brave enough to leave our Cyphers in on each other. And I know for a fact that my Cypher wouldn't outspeed his, really, because the amount of speed EVs I run on mine is like not up to usual standard. So he switches into Omastar, and I was expecting a Surf, but he Stealth Rocks instead, and that's not really that uncommon because most things can learn Stealth Rock. So anyway, I go for the Discharge, and he goes out to a Lantern, no, not Lantern, sorry, Ampharos, and it does like a ridiculous amount. There's nothing I can really do to it, and I don't really want to get Focus Punched, so I switch out to Clado, and he sets up Reflect. And early on in the game, it looks pretty bleak for me. It looks pretty dire. But yeah, after he sets up his Reflect, I get my Rapid Spin off, and I was just hoping he didn't switch out to a Ghost. So he switches out to Venasaur, and I take a long time to decide on what to do because he could Energy Ball, he could whatever. But I think in the end I switch out to Lantern because if he does decide to Sleep Powder, really there's nothing else, because if I'd switch out to something else I would have been regretting it. So I do go out to Lantern, and Sleep Powder missed, so that kind of sucked, and I was like, crap. After the second time I was just like, for real, come on now, I need this to hit because I just need something sleeping. So third time's a charm, he gets me to sleep, and I was really happy because Venusaur's sleep powdering are a nuisance. So I got to Darth Maul expecting either the Leech Seed or the Energy Ball, and yeah, it's pretty cool because I did, because I'm gonna U-turn out anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. So I U-turn, it hits his Ampharos, it doesn't do much because of the Reflect, and look at that, I get paralyzed. So my already not so fast Cypher is paralyzed. And here I got to Sharpedo, and I underestimated how long Reflect was up, and I just wasn't paying attention, and he Thunderbolts me, and that just really screwed me over because, as you'll see, Sharpedo could have really wrapped things up a lot quicker in this match, but that's life. He told me that he had his Reflect for a possible 8 turns, I think he said. I don't know. Either way, he sets up a Reflect, and I go for the Earthquake, and it's just ridiculous. Everything has Reflect, everything has Light Screen. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't KO him. It's stabbed. It's just ridiculous. Whatever. So I go for it again. He's fully set up. I'm just like, now I look really screwed. I've lost my mixed sweeper, and my main physical sweeper is just paralyzed. So, there's no hope, it seems. So he has Hitmonchan, and I switch out to Clado, who's a really key figure in this match because he gets my Reflex up, and he gets a Toxic on this Hitmonchan, as you will see. So he's bulking up and all of that. It's probably one of those Drain Punch sets. I first saw this set when I was battling a Smogoner. I was just like, crap, it's just like a beast. So the Toxic really helped wear this thing down. I go for an Ice Beam just to, hit it or hit something, but it doesn't do much, and he goes for a Drain Punch. I probably should have stayed in and just, well, no, then again, Steelix is a better candidate as he can roar him out. And I do have my Reflect up, so look at the damage it did with the Reflect up, sorry. Imagine if the Reflect wasn't up, it would have been just mad. So anyway, I roar out Cypher, and I think I'm going to set up my Stealth Rock because I know he's going to switch. I don't really know what set that is yet because, I just see him switching quite a lot and not, U-turning or setting up Sword Dance or whatever. So I was predicting a Energy Ball that time, over-predicting his predicts of my switching to Lantern. So Cypher gets seeded again, and I can see he's not going to over-predict with the Energy Ball. He's just going to continue to seed me. And he paralyzed me there, and to be honest, I made a big fuss about it, but to be honest, all I was doing was going to pursue him because I figured he'd switch. And what I should have done, in fact, was either U-turn or air release. So I just switch out that time, and knowing he'd go for the sludge bomb, and knowing that Steelix, could be immune to that, which is cool. So the Roar drags out his Cypher, and it does a nice chunk to him. And now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't seem like he's in too much of a hurry to get rid of Stealth Rock. So I'm thinking it's probably a reversal set, something like that. I'm seeing leftovers though, and that's kind of sucks. So I just go out to Cypher, and he switches out to thingy, what's it called, Omastar. And I just let Cypher go down for Death Fodder. He's not going to be doing much on 59 HP, and he's paralyzed, so yep, that's just the end of him. So I take a while to decide here. I'm out of options really. All I have is, the only sweeper now I have is Manectric. So I predicted his switch, his stay in, and I go for the Thunderbolt. I knew he'd stay in because there was no point switching. It just wasn't logical. So he switches out to his Cypher, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be doing the whole reversal thing now because he just got his boost from that berry. I think it was Salak. Don't know. So I take a while because I don't know what I did there. Messed up. Manectric generally outspeeds Cypher, but with the boost it will just rape it. So yeah, he switches, he reversals, and it hits Steelix, and even with that damage it doesn't do much. And he obviously didn't have lefties before because he just had a berry there. There was some leech seed recovery. So I roar him out, that screws him over, and he switches into Venasaur. So he leech seeds as I predicted he would, and I explode because now that I have no physical sweeper, I have no way of getting rid of it. So yeah, I had to do it. I was shitting myself because I was like, Steelix is so important to this team, immunity wise and resistance wise, and just being a beast. But I was just kind of praying don't have a Swellow, because Swellow really would be the be all and end all of this team without Steelix. It just rapes it completely. So he goes for the Drain Punch. Yeah, he goes for the Drain Punch, and my plan was that I was just going to sub up until he gets low enough with the toxic damage, because I was predicting it would be a 4-turn thing, because that's how many subs it would take to get my boost. But the EV of this Manectric Omega Pit, he EV'd it so that it would take 5 subs, so it would get down to 1 HP. I don't blame you, man. It was an easy mistake to make, don't worry. So at any rate, I'm just going to keep subbing up, and yeah, that's where the potato boost should come in generally, but it didn't, so whatever. So I'm just gonna go for another sub, and he breaks it again with a Drain Punch, and the toxic damage is doing loads now, and that's great. But I forgot that on this set you get Bullet Punch, and it's just typical. But at least he didn't get the Drain Punch boost. So I'm thinking it's really over now, but I switch out to Claydol and I just decide, alright, I'm just going to stall him. He does have Swellow, but I get my Reflect up, and I just realised that's another way to take down Swellow. Get a Reflect up on your Claydol. Swellow can't really do anything to it. So you see Facade there, it doesn't do 3/4 damage, and I just finish it off with a nice Ice Beam. Another reason to carry Ice Beam on your Claydol, to take down Swellows. So he goes out to Hitmonchan, and it's just going to be a stall game now. He's Drain Punching, it's not doing anything, and you can already see what's going to happen, really. Yeah, so really, Claydol is just like king. King Claydol. This is amazing. Yeah, there's nothing much else to say really. I went for the rapid spin there because I just wanted to have a laugh, but it didn't care with it obviously, and Toxic does. So yeah, cool man.